Yo, Wes, don't worry, bro, because I'll take good care of your woman while you're in prison. What's happening? My name is Albert. Welcome to this video where this 60-year-old is gonna give you guys some wisdom about violence and what violence is truly about. You're gonna learn a lot from this 60-year-old and why. I've been around the block, bro. I grew up in East Harlem, man. Violent over there, violent over there. So I'm gonna bring you some freaking wisdom. So hopefully wake you guys up, starting with Greg Doucette and John Bravo. Go check out their videos. These guys, they bring a great message, but they don't get to the root like I am going to get to the root of the problem. And so, John, here's your credit, bro. I'm going to use some of your clips from Greg Doucette, who did a video about you. And so I hope I'm doing everything okay, because I'm going to use some of your clips, bro. And so let's get to it.
You need to know when to stop. Hear me out. So when you did the additional kicks, the additional blows, whatever, that's excessive.
Previously, the cops had already told him you have to know when to stop.
Right there. You need to know when to stop is terrible advice. Why is it terrible advice? Because in a fight, in a real street fight, there's no such thing as when to stop, bro. We're dealing with the fighting nature of this innate system, and this innate system does not measure when it comes to fighting because we don't know what we're up against, bro. And so law or no law, the problem is that when there is a fight, you don't know what you're up against. And so look, I'm ready to fight you. You're going to throw blows at me. And so my system is already trying to overpower you in any way possible, bro. And so when should I stop? Because my objective is to beat you. And so if my objective is to beat you, there's no such thing as you ought to know when to stop. That is terrible advice. And so you have to understand rage from this system here. We're talking rage, man. I know people that during a violent fight, their mind went blank, man. Others, they like blood. They like to see blood, man. And so we don't know what we're dealing with, man. So to try to tell someone when enough is freaking terrible because our innate system wants to freaking... And so that's number one, man. You don't go in there with the attitude of some type of control because, okay, a boxing match, right? There's a referee for a reason. It's controlled there. You got two guys, similar weight classes, right? You're not going to put a heavyweight with a lightweight, right? And so it's supervised, but a street fight is not supervised, man. And so that's mistake number one. Know when to stop is terrible advice. And so now the solution is to never challenge anyone to a fight. This is what people are missing. You don't want to challenge anyone whatsoever to a fight. Why? Because of this.
You're allowed to defend yourself, but when a man is down on all fours, you can't bicycle kick him in the head. That is crossing the line.
Right there. Terrible. You're allowed to defend yourself. Man, in some cases, but we're not talking about actual defense. We're talking about guys who challenge each other to a fight at gyms. And so a real example of truly defending yourself is I'm home and someone breaks in, knocks down the door right now, then I'm going to have to do something. But that's my innate response, defending myself, which I'm going to have to because I don't know who the guy is. And now from that situation, I really don't know what's going to happen, man. This is the problem. You guys try to imagine what could have happened and what can happen while a fight is taking place, which is impossible. So you're allowed to defend yourself, okay, to a certain point. But this guy, Wes, he was challenging people to fight him at gyms. And so this guy, the 7-foot monster, comes in and he takes him on to a fight and look at the outcome. I hope that I can put some sense into your head to rethink this through, that if the 7-foot monster never went to the gym, none of this would have happened. And so I'm not taking sides here, but I'm getting to the root of the problem because we're not looking at the root. We're looking at a fair fight. There's no such thing as a fair fight, bro. Not like that. Not a one-to-one fair fight. Impossible to have a fair fight whatsoever. Let me explain. I'm 60 years old. I'm fragile to a certain degree because of my age. And so therefore, if I fought John Bravo, bro, and he has boxing experience and he's stronger than me, guess who's going to win? The only way to have a fair fight is to put me as a 60-year-old against another 60-year-old, same weight, same reach, and supervised. But in a street fight, in a gym fight, the way these guys, there's no such thing as a fair fight. And so try to get that through your head, because both Greg Doucette and John Bravo was like, they agreed to a fair fight. When you agree to a fair fight, you fight like a man. No, there's no such thing. There's no such thing, because it carries on. The supposed fair fight starts. Whoever loses tries to get revenge somehow, some way, or someone else tries to intervene, or something like what happened at the gym happens, where the guy who presented a fair fight challenge went ahead and beat up the 7-foot monster with his boys. And so that was the turnout. And so the fair fight, the idea of a fair fight, it never happened, bro. Now look, I'm walking down the street minding my business and someone pulls up on me and I react. That's defense. But we've taken this defense thing and we've twisted it all around into a game where whatever happens, the lawyers and everyone, hey, say it was self-defense. And so it's a little game that we're playing out there with, oh, defense. Oh, it was self-defense. Oh, I had to defend myself. I don't know what they have, so it's a game. And so you want to take a look at that and cut it out.
He even slips that he's been challenging people to come to the gym, this moron.
Like me defending myself, even have to fucking sit here right now. You know how pissed off I am that I get attacked in the fucking gym and this is fucking happening?
And so you see, I'm making my point already. The guy who challenged people to a fight at the gym, meet me at the gym, come on, let's fight, is now calling it self-defense right there. This thing with challenging people to a fight is the dumbest thing, and you need to hear it from this 60-year-old, obviously, because there's so many people who are down with those type of challenges, bro. But you have to really, really you have to really take a look at the differences here, that it's not the movies. In the movies, Rocky never got black eyes for real, bro. They're acting, bro. And then in the boxing arena and a lot of these martial arts fights, bro, there's limits, bro. There's control. There's someone watching. There's a referee, bro. And so they're very careful, bro, because none of them, there's no boxing match or no martial arts match ended up like this. It only happens in real life because someone's not making the distinguishment, and I'm trying to make the distinguishment that when you get into a fight, once again, the innate system takes over, because the innate system has that rage and we don't know when to stop, bro. We want to keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on, because that's the road. That's the freaking route that we take. You don't go 1, 2, and then let me see what happens. That's a movies, bro, where they kind of like give you a break to see where you're at. No, in real life, a real life fight, bro, where you really don't know what the guy has. He can have a gun. And so you don't know, and so you don't want to play any games in a real life challenge, bro. Let alone revenge. How scary revenge is, bro. Because once you win, bro, you have to watch your back, bro. And to live like that is freaking terrible. So you don't want to do that, man. Now I need to call out culture, tradition, and society, bro. Call out, bro. Not blame them, but say that it is society's ways that has us what? Challenging each other to school fights. Yo, bro, after school, bro, I'm going to get you. Come on, one-on-one. This is where it all comes from, bro. This is what we don't address because we don't see it. We see it as if anyone messes with you, you hit them back. No, that's the problem, bro, because we're dealing with the innate fighting mechanism here, bro. And so someone that gets really angry, their anger takes over and no one knows what's going to happen. That's the freaking thing that I'm trying to convey, bro, is that you're messing with this here that doesn't know, bro. I'm scared. And so I'm going to do everything that I can to freaking finish you off. And then what happens is And so back to society, man, it's the freaking movies, man. We watch the movies and we see the bad guy get killed and this guy, and we watch and always something bad happens. And then after something bad happens, they seek revenge. And we watching these movies and we're playing the video games and we're shooting at another person. And so a lot of these things we inherit. And then we go out into the world and we're like playing back those things. Like when I heard Wes Watson, I almost felt like I was watching clips from a movie.
You're there with your chick at the gym, and a guy comes in. You gonna let a guy brutalize you? Yeah, you gonna let a dude brutalize you or punk you in front of your chick in the gym?
Yeah, no.
And so here's his advice. If you're in front of your chick, do things that will cause you to go to jail, because it's not worth having your chick see you not go to jail. And so what do you think your chick cares more about? You being in jail while she's banging other dudes, or you not in jail?
Yo, man, you know, what would you do if you're with your girl at a gym and someone approaches you to a fight? You ain't gonna look like no sucker, which is that's freaking belongs in a freaking comedy, bro. Because, bro, take a look at the difference, bro. I ain't no sucker, man. You mess with me, I'm gonna freaking set you straight. And then that's the outcome. And so he's not thinking wholesomely, which is my next step here. You want to think wholesomely, which is the whole entire picture. Not, I ain't no sucker, I'm going to beat you up. And then what happens after that? You want to think that when you challenge someone to a fight, that first the innate system takes over, the anger, the rage, and everything, and you don't know how it's going to go. Second is that you're going to have to face the authorities depending on what happens, because there's degrees, bro. That's where it gets complicated. I don't know why you want that complicated matter in your life. It's fucking dumb. It's so stupid to live like that. Now watch this role play, right? I'm going to challenge anyone to a fight. Just come to my gym, man. And then call it self-defense. Try to catch the spiel here. Try to catch how it started one way and that it ended up another way.
If you start exaggerating your height, you're doing so because you have your own insecurities. And so Wes Watson is the most insecure beta that I've ever met.
I have a really hard time wrapping my head around that subject about, oh, he lied about his height. Like, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Now, right there, I showed this bit for this reason. To show how nobody tried to stop anything. This guy right here, he edges in, prepared to cooperate. And right there is another root that ought to be addressed, because these guys, Wes boys, his friends, whoever they are, man, they didn't have the wits, the wisdom to know the difference to, hey, this is a gym, grab Wes and throw him that way, bro. That would have spared all of this trouble, including the 7-foot monster, bro. I hope that you now see that taking on a challenge to fight someone was a dumb idea, bro. Because maybe you're lucky to still be alive, bro. Now, I need to address the destructive force of challenges once again, man, just to make sure that I freaking really do a good job here. The destructive force behind challenges is that it never ends. And so once I'm challenged, then I'm going to want more of that challenge, and I'm going to prepare to get stronger at that challenge. That's the way we are, bro. If you can only be in me to see fights that started out fair and then no longer with me, man. All because the guy who lost seeked revenge, bro. It was freaking horrible, bro. And for you too. Oh yeah, let's challenge each other, bro. Okay, let's do a push-up challenge, bro. 3-minute push-up challenge, Sally up, Sally down. Let's just do that and walk away and help each other.
And Wes, it's not how it works. You can't just stand your ground. If somebody says, do you want to fight? And you agree to it, and you agree to it.
And so right there, agreeing to fight is the problem. It is the problem. Because a fight, like I've repeated so much, you do not know the outcome. It's a guess, and you cannot control yourself. In the ring, you can. In real life, you can't. You don't know what the person's up to or what he's gonna do or what his plan is or what his skills are. And so in the real world, you throw punches, you kick, you use your knee, you use your head, you freaking see blood and you continue, bro. And when to stop, you do not know because you have no idea when the guy will give up either. Because he may fall to the ground and get up with a second win and finish you, bro. And so we're carrying this thing of, oh, a fair fight. Oh, know when to stop. No, you don't know. You don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to give you 4 solutions to live by, man. Please, please adhere to what I'm going to say. Solution number 1, never agree to fight. Never. Never at all. And why? Because of this. You want to have a different head that if someone approaches you to fight, you go, hell no. And they go, oh, you stupid. And then you show him this. Once you show him that, you go, I'm not stupid. You go fight someone else. Go ahead. Let that person go fight someone else. There's a lot of people to fight. Go ahead. Fight someone else, but you're not going to fight me. And why? Because I have wisdom to know the difference. I have wisdom of a prospect of what danger will bring me if I go ahead and take on a fight, which I don't know how it's going to end. Number 2, you break up any fight whatsoever, bro. You don't let it start. You don't give it a chance to start because you have senses, and the senses can tell that there's a dude approaching, bro, and he's approaching one of my boys. So I'm going to go now and run to security and say, hey, I think a fight is about to start. And what are you doing? You're using wisdom now. You're using wisdom to avoid this. And so now with this wisdom, you did your job. So you're away from any type of trouble because you ran to security. That's security's job or management's job. You don't sit there with your phones to watch the fight so that you can get views. No, you break it up right away. Why? Because you have wits. You have the wisdom to differentiate things and you can see what could end up happening. Next. If you can, you break it up. You start yelling. You yell as loud as you can so that you can get the others to see that there's danger and that there's something that ought to be stopped. So you do not let it escalate. You do not let it happen. And why? Because of this. And now 3, the walk away principle. What is the walk away principle? It's the principle where you walk away, but not because you're a sucker, not because you're a sissy, not because you're a pussy. It's because you want to avoid this. And what the walk away principle is really saying is that you have a life. You have a daughter, you have a mom, you have a wife, you have things to attend to. And so you don't have time for that. And so you don't want to lose any of what you have all on the account of not being a sucker and taking on a challenge so that you can end up like this. That's why I said at the top, bro, yo, Wes, don't worry, bro. I'm going to take good care of your woman while you're in prison. And now you have to take that. You have to really take that because his mom, his girl, if he has children, bro, if he does 25 years, bro, that's 25 years away from all that I would suppose he loves, all because of a fight challenge, bro. You have to really freaking wake up for this one. Please wake up for this one. And so there's no fair fight, bro. No. You know what I mean? There's no such thing. You guys are talking, oh, let's fight fair. Like, man, no. There's no such thing as a fair fight, bro. If I'm a martial artist, bro, I have an advantage over you already, bro. If I know the throw and all the fucking points to freaking put you down, bro, that's an advantage over someone with a disadvantage who doesn't know these things, bro. You have to differentiate the differences between a fight in a boxing ring, in the movies and all that stuff, bro. An argument. You have to differentiate that from a real fight, bro. Bro, once again, this has not been said, But if the 7-foot monster never walked into that gym, none of this would have taken place. And that's so important because we're only looking at, oh, how you supposed to act around police. Oh, you shouldn't talk around police, you're stupid. Oh, look at the things he's saying, but you're not looking at the root. The root is that there's absolutely no way to get into a fight if there's no beginning of it. There's no way to get into it if you are smart enough to run away. But I mean it. You want to run away so that you don't end up like this. You want to run. You want to. You want to stay away from it. And you're staying away from it because your intelligence knows better. It knows that you do not want this system here to get into a fight so that the rage can enter. And then you don't know what's going to happen because you may go blank or you may go crazy. I've seen people go crazy in fights because they lost it. And that's what happens over a real fight. And so anyway, I hope you have a new head. Greg and Joe, man, you guys, if you get to see this video, you have a louder voice. You could reach more people. But don't do that stuff with agreeing to fight when men agree to fight and you can fight like men. Don't do that, man, because look at what's the outcome. You don't want to, a 2-man fair fight. That's your upbringing. That's inherited. Oh, your fair fight between me and you. No. That is the dumbest thing. And so maybe now you could twist your voice around and say, yo, man, I listened to this 60-year-old guy and it's dumb to fight. It's dumb to fight from the get-go because look at the outcome. And so if you want to be a true freaking spirit of nonviolence, then nonviolence means that you don't get into it at all with those type of challenges. Sometimes life needs the wisdom of a 60-year-old to see clearly.